Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. We are winding down the end of September. We have finally said goodbye to summer, though someone forgot to tell the sun that, and also nature, and also the humidity, and also, anyway, global warming, the tropical storms, Hurricane Ida the third, whatever's coming our way. But we are persevering. And I am so happy to have all of you here tonight. I'm just putting some mute buttons on just to be on the safe side.
What? No, you.
That's me being safe. Anyway, we have, you're number 2 on the open mic list. What the fuck are you complaining about? Anyway, we are just doing a 2-round robin, then heading home tonight. And then next week we have Denise Washington, the creator of Pop-Up Poetry, community organizer, activist, poet, of course. And last time she was with us was years ago for the release of Extra Mojo, the anthology put out by Minion Ariel King. And I've been trying to get her back, especially after we connected, thanks to my girlfriend, who along with Denise is also a teacher in the Boston Public Schools. So lots of connections. I'm glad we were finally able to get this going. And hopefully I'll have an announcement for who's featuring next in October. I'm very excited about the prospects of some new faces to the online, but also faces who are coming home to Stone Soup for the first time in a while. Oh, and of course, I'm trying to pep myself up to keep the open mic going. I forgot to make the announcement for those of you who do not know and do not follow the Stone Soup Facebook page. R. Wayne Nickerson, I was informed by, I believe his sister passed away on Sunday. For those of you who don't remember R. Wayne Nickerson, he was a staple for at least a good half a decade or more at the Out of the Blue Gallery. Stopped coming around 2016. Was still based around Lynn, where I believe he still created, still wrote when he could. I was informed by his sister that he passed away peacefully, and there are spots of R. Wayne on at Stone Soup via my YouTube page. He was never a member of the Facebook community, so it's gonna be hard to find his pictures, because when I was thinking about how long I've known him, it was hard to peg a date because I'm so used to Facebook to marking my time with people. It's a little sad, but he was a mainstay of the open mic for years. I remember being part of the Brother Blue tribute, his own features, his involvement in not just Stone Soup, but the Open Bark, which used to be on Saturdays, hosted by Deb Priestley. Bill remembers. A complicated guy, but also funny to be around, intense to be around. It could be around him, could lead to intense experiences. He ran the gamut and performed the gamut. And I owe it to myself to try and find more performances of him online, or more performances on him via the various DVDs that I still haven't committed to putting on YouTube. We have a lot of clips that should be coming up shortly in the coming weeks, especially next week as I have time off. Hopefully, if I can find spots of R. Wayne Nickerson, I'm going to find them and share them. And apparently his obituary is going to be available in the Lynn newspapers tomorrow, and hopefully online not much longer after that. I'll be in contact with his sister. His work was not available online for the most part, at least in print, because he did not have a computer. He kept everything to paper. I'm hoping to contact Jason Wright, who might have some of his work available. If I do, it's in a dark recess of my files, which I have done my best to keep organized, but having moved twice in the last few years, it's tough. So I'll be doing my homework, and hopefully other people will as well. And hopefully his work and his paintings and other contributions didn't die with him. At any rate, I'm going to start the open mic. Boy, I felt dishonest starting on upper, but now I really feel like a dick starting on a downer. But I'm sure you guys will pull yourself out of the hole. Let's welcome up first our orator extraordinaire, Mr. John Sturm.
Thank you, Chad. 2 lyrics by Rachel Platten. First, Stand By You. Hands, put your empty hands in mine, and scars, show me all the scars you hide. And hey, if your wings are broken, please take mine so yours can open too, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, tears make kaleidoscopes in your eyes and hurt. I know you're hurting, but so am I. And love, if your wings are broken, borrow mine so yours can open too, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we're breaking down, we can find a way to break through. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Yes, you're all I never knew I needed, and the heart, sometimes it's unclear why it's beating. And love, if your wings are broken, we can brave through those emotions too, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, truth, I guess truth is what you believe in, and faith, I think faith is having a reason. Now I know, love, if your wings are broken, borrow mine so yours can open too, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we're breaking down, we can find a way to break through. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. I'll be your eyes till yours can shine. I'll be your arms. I'll be your steady satellite. And when you can't rise, well, I'll crawl with you on hands and knees, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you.
Thank you so much, John.
And whoopsies. Her song, the lyrics to Fight Song. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might have only one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. My power's turned on. Prove I'm all right song. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years. I miss my home, but there's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm all right song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Yes, I've still got a lot of fight left in me. So wrote Rachel Platt.
Thank you very much, John. And I can always say this no matter who he follows, but who he comes after or comes before, but now for something completely different. Let's welcome up Mr. Bill Lewis.
That, my friend, is completely absurd. If anyone is the very same, it is me. I am not the one who is different. You're the ones who are different. I am representative of the average American. You all are these wild, crazy, creative leftist types with all these silly ideas and concepts and dreams. And you don't have any feeling of the real world, which we conservatives build and create and struggle with. I mean, you're always lost in some cloud. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone were nice to you? No, Chad, they're not nice to you. That's the whole point. If they were nice to you, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. Oh, well, what lovely piece of doggerel verse. I don't actually know what doggerel verse is. I just low class stuff, probably rhymes badly and doesn't flow well, but it makes me feel good. It sort of sounds like happy birthday or something. Oh, that's my mucks behind me. I was teaching my high school students. Damn, there's nothing better than teaching high school students. If they didn't pay me, I would probably have to pay them for the opportunity to teach them computer science and stuff. And we just have so much fun. And yeah, that's what I'm alive for. So I visited Mount Auburn Cemetery. I walk among the dead, passing gravestone after stone. Pretty flowers planted, a pile of pennies, a soft mossy bed. The tread of time erases their names, their dates, their existence. The markers aren't there for them. They're gone. They don't care. The markers are for us, to remind us of our impermanence, to remind us of how little time we have, to inspire us to make good use of the time we do have, the years or months or days. And when we are gone, what will be left behind us? What value shall we show for our lives? What shall we think of the final moment we close our eyes? Laughing, screaming children, squirt guns and water balloon fights, campfires and s'mores and funny, silly stories told, tired children sleeping on my lap who I have to hold. That will make me happy when I pass to the great beyond. I think of a chain of laughter that will go on and on and on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bill. And let's bring up, is Jan Rowe available for tonight's open mic, Mr. James? I don't see her in the background. Okay, then Jan, you are up.
Sorry, Chad, she's not participating tonight.
Sorry about that, my bad.
No, I
Okay.
should have told you. I'm sorry.
No worries. Let's go up now to Nancy Dodson. If she can press *6, she's one of our phone participants tonight.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
The cat. Cat smells a glistening hot leg. She licks the salt off legs. Fan blows. Cat enjoys joyous happiness in cool air. Bad fan sounds. Cat lies too near the fan. Cat sleeps. Do not disturb in heat. Sharp claws create useful toys.
Thank you, Nancy.
I like that. Sharp claws create useful toys. The creativity of the cat.
We're gonna have our next online caller, our next phone line caller. Gotta make sure she can unmute herself. And she is unmuted. She is unfiltered. She is uncensored. Let's welcome up Carol Weston.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Let me see. Let's see. So in '59, I went to Breadloaf Writers Conference in Middlebury, Vermont, and my advisor was George Barker, the British poet. And so here is, I start with some words of his and so forth. Step through the hanging fires of fate, he wrote. To sacrifice everything and everybody on the altar of the imagination. Words of George Barker, the British poet. Pegasus, in the 1930s, your hoof struck the British poet George Barker in the head, and his Pierian stream put out flames that engulfed every woman who touched his life. George, children were born, wives were discarded. Your drunken hands threw your strong and gentle wife, who you loved, down the stairs. Her black and blue, covered with clothes, she walked into the marketplace. Child of a member of the Palace Guard, and an Irish mother who could not read. You went to school to the age of 14. Why did Yeats anthologize you when you were 23? Why did Eliot say all of your work must be published by his press? Oh, except his autobiography. Dimples of merriment. At night, boys follow you into the woods. The sound of the river. This is the origin of poetry, you said. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
That was very profound, Carol. Thank you.
Who are you?
That was John Stern, Carol.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
can't see anyone, John, but she can definitely hear. But, and look who we have next. She just came on. Karen Slaney, aka Karen Galt, aka Karen. Would you be willing to read for us now?
Hold on a second. There I am. Okay, good. I'm on now.
Awesome.
Sure. So I found this. I wrote this poem in response to a prompt that I found on Instagram through, I think, the Society of Poetry. They give like different prompts. And I just came across it, and the prompt was waves. And here it is, riding waves. Riding the crests and trows of ocean waves, my heart remembers the joys of laughing and splashing with the angels at sunset, when the water sparkled like diamonds and the clouds blushed beneath their golden crowns, meeting the spraying sea foam on the horizon. That is it.
Thank you, Karen. And there'll be a second part of the round robin. We're so glad you were able to join us. It's a small group, but a nice one. And we're going to close the first half of round robin round one with Oddballs columnist. Actually, I should mention that Karen is now one of our Oddballs newest photographers. We're still looking for people who are willing to contribute photography and art. It helps our job. It helps our makes our job much easier to publish poets and artwork every week if we're not bleeding all our artists dry. So the more the merrier. The more they can share, the merrier. So we're going to be doing a recruitment drive starting tonight. And if there's anyone who is, and we hopefully will be debuting two talents by next week as well, who have been willing to share their work. So, and also we're going to be calling for more political work as well. So just stay tuned to the Stone Soup Facebook page and spread the word, whoever you think might be interested. This man coming up is the regular Thursday columnist for Oddball Magazine. Check out his column, It's All One Thing, at oddballmagazine.com every Thursday morning without fail at 11 a.m. Let's welcome Mr. James Van Loy.
Thanks, Chad. This is a piece that I have that I wrote at the Black Seed Writers Group this Tuesday. And because Nancy, you remember Nancy Messam used to come? So she comes there and she's always writing verse. So I wrote this piece because of her in verse. And it's called Prophecy in Popular Culture, Ubiquitous Response. Prophecy in Populist Culture, Ubiquitous Response. On our path through streets of hell, down and down we go to the depth, past the place of superficial shell, down to the level of apostate breath, where Dante placed the frozen forms of all those who deformed holy word. When the story is everywhere norm, life sings out a song of chirping bird. We're so alive and the movement grows unheralded, much less noticed, developing through the proliferation of evil woe. The only way out is down, enveloping horror. The only way to purgatorial hole that leads somewhere else, all around spinning vortex that breaks circling toll. Experience the brilliant sight and sound, high-def images made of human mind. These dreamed of thousand-faced hero, these ordinary people caught in grind. These beautiful faces come Shiro. This death cult pushing us right on to finally create a people's republic, a place for everyone, into the dawn, a whole system finally gone public, and a brand new popular culture born of poetry reading, performance art, underground comic book narrative, graphic novel illustrated hearts, vignettes, a plotless illustrated man, our skin itself become a new vision of ancient initiatory process sans all the baggage of historical revision. It grows under the infected scab of the death cult's funerary slab. Okay, and I got another piece of verse here, which is in Dutch. Okay. And it's not too long, it's only a couple of minutes. So I'm going to do this for my song because it is a song actually. And it was actually written in 1965 by a Dutch folk singer named Boudewijn de Groot. Boudewijn de Groot, okay? Boudewijn the Great. Meneer de president wil te rusten. Slaap maar lekker in je mooie witte huis. Denk maar niet te veel aan al de vier kusten, waar gaan zittend eenzaam vier van thuis. Denk vooral niet aan die 46 doden, die vergissing laatst met dat bombardement. En vergeet het 40 van die 10 geboden, die als goede Christen zeker kent. Denk maar niet aan al die jongvrouwen soldaten, en ze sterven in de vier trappen nacht. Laat die wiki pas op klik maar praten, meneer de president slaapt zacht. Droom van die overwinning en die zege, droom maar van uw mooie vrede ideaal, dat nog nooit door bloedig moordend is verkregen. Drum maar dat het hoewel lukken zal ditmaal. Denk maar niet aan al de mensen die verrekken. Hoeveel vrouwen, hoeveel kinderen zijn vermoord. Drum maar dat u aan het langste eind zult trekken. En geloof en al de tegenstand gaan voort. Bayonetten met bloedige vesten. Houden voor van hier op uw bebelde wacht. Van de glorie en de eer van het vrije Westen, meneer de president, slaapt de zak. Strijk maar niet toe erg wanneer u in uw dromen al de schuldeloze slachtoffers ziet staan, die daar ginds bij het gewacht zijn aangekomen, en u vragen hoe lang dit zo moet gaan. En zo zal toch ook zo langzaam aan wel weten dat er mensen zijn die ziek van geweld, die het bloed en de ellende niet vergeten, en voor wie nog steeds mensleven telt. Drum maar niet te veel aan al die dode mensen, drum maar fijn van overwinning van macht. Denk maar niet aan al de vredeswensen, meneer de president slaapt zacht. Thank you. And of course, I would say to you that, of course, is an anti-war song for the Vietnam War song that actually happens to be, because it actually mentions the death of 46 people who were killed in a bombardment in Vietnam. And the reality, of course, is we just killed 7 children and 3 adults in a car who were actually the family of an aid worker who was moving water from his work to his home. And we killed all 10 of those people in Afghanistan as a act of retaliation for the deaths of those people who were killed, the 13 Marines in the bombing attack in the airport. Thanks.
Thank you, James. Looks like tonight's a night of late arrivals and maybe a new one. I saw an Ernie Brill. Ernie Brill, are you looking to be a participant or just a listener on the open mic? Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, hi. Hey there.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. Just to know if you were interested in participating on the open mic. It's a round
What?
robin tonight.
Yeah? Open mic, yeah. I just found out about it like 3 minutes ago.
Who would you find out from?
Huh?
Who did you find out from?
Someone, I don't know, someone from Facebook. I was on Lancer Allies, which is an anti-racist group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have some stuff. How does this work? How do you work this? Your thing?
Well, I don't know if you want to put on video, but video is optional, and it's just a
Sure,
round
no,
robin.
let me get video here.
Oh,
Do I need this thing?
You need to go. You need this Zoom.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, sure.
I just published a bunch of haikus. Was it you? Are you Chad?
My name is Chad.
Yeah. So are you the person that said you have developed an American haiku style? Or is that someone else?
I do. I've had my American haiku series. That might be what you're thinking of. I'm trying to remember when would we have published you in Oddball?
No. Someone else published me.
Oh, good. Well, I'm interested in hearing your work.
I just have to find it, or I'll have to do it from memory. Randy, do you know where that green bag was?
Well, while Ernie's getting himself together, because I can't send a message in chat, I wanted to give a shout out to Carol Weston.
Oh, as always, I'm sure that's appreciated. I'll unmute
Yeah,
her so you can
yeah.
thank her.
Okay, here I am, back.
Oh,
Who is that?
What?
Oh,
Who said that?
that was Karen Galt, Karen Clanny.
Yeah,
Oh.
remember the little girl that came, you gave angel wings to?
Oh,
My
wait,
the
are
little
you-
toddler.
are you
and we
gonna
walked
read
around
first?
her.
Oh yeah,
Does
one
she
sec.
wanna read?
Oh no, they already read. You're all set.
Thank
you're,
you.
Oh, okay, so,
You're all set. You're all set, Ernie. Yeah, let's
yeah,
have
so
you
anyway,
read.
let me just, so, about 2019, I've been following a lot of the killings by the police,
Okay.
the Black Lives Matters movement.
Yes.
So I started writing haikus called the Black Lives Matter hybrid haikus, which means that some of them aren't perfect haikus, but a lot of them are, or they're 665, et cetera, right? Wait. I'm trying to find a video here. Shit. Hold on. Where's the video? Oh, okay. Start video. Okay. Do you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So I'll just read about what, 4 or 5?
Sounds
Or what?
great.
Okay. So let's do the most famous one, to Trayvon Martin, Florida. I got my Skittles. Gonna see my girl? Hey man, don't point that at me. Michael Brown, Ferguson, Missouri. Hands high in the air. Please leave his corpse in the road. No one can touch it. Freddie Gray, Baltimore. Cops grab him for a long ride. He returns DOA. What happened inside? Laquan McDonald. Chicago's new math. He's 16 years old. Cops shoot 16 times. Measure. Solve the unequal. Jameer Rice, Cleveland, Ohio. I like playing here. Bang, gotcha. Bang, bang. Hi, officer. I was just Lavish Diamond, Philandro Castillo's 4-year-old stepdaughter. Minnesota. Daddy, point blank dying. Mommy, crying. It's okay, mama, I'm here. Then ballad for Eric Garner. Sells illegal cigs. He's neighborhood known. He's asthmatic. Cops attack. He cries, I can't breathe. Struggles to be free. Can't gasp past strangling chokeholds. NYPD bans. Court rules against the murdered. Blue perps go free. Breonna Taylor, Louisville, Kentucky. Cops storm the wrong place. Friend defends, 8 rounds. Pummel, sleeping EMT. So I'll stop there. I have a bunch more, but
Well, we have a second round to this round robin, so stand by, and we're going to start with the first person again for the second round.
how many people do you have?
I think we have, let me see, including yourself, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people.
Oh, cool.
So so again, where are you coming from? Where you coming in live from?
Greenfield, Massachusetts. It's in Western Mass.
Very good. I'm not sure how you heard of us exactly, but
Where
I'm
are
glad-
you all? Where are you all from?
I'm Boston based. Good chunk of the people here are based in Boston, Cambridge, or the
Okay.
outlying towns. Karen, I believe, is up north of north of Boston. Yes.
Yeah,
from,
I'm in Central Mass in Berlin, and I think we ride through and pass Greenfield on our way to Row, and I bring my kid to camp.
Ah, yeah, I know road. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool.
And I'm in the Boston area. I live and work in the Boston area, as do many of us. So, and we do this. We try to do this. We might break down and do less of this once we finally get to meet each other again, because we're still wary about the COVID
Sure.
and our more immunocompromised members. But for now,
Yep.
we're doing this every week, either with open mic and features, and it's every Wednesday at 7 to 9. So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And let's go to our first person. Some of us read more prosy stuff. Some of us recite. Our reciter or orator extraordinaire is up next, or up first as part of the second round. Let's welcome up Mr. John Sturm.
Thank you, Chad. A lyric of Irving Berlin. There's no business like show business. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. With costumes, with scenery, with makeup, with props, with cheering fans who lift you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, and sheriffs who escort you out of town. With openings when your heart beats like a drum, but closings when the customers won't come. With cowboys, with wrestlers, with tumblers, with clowns, with roustabouts who move the show at dawn. With music, with spotlights, with people and towns and baggage with your labels pasted on. The sawdust, the horses, the elephants, the smells, and towels that you've borrowed from hotels. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even with a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out there in the cold. Still, you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. The butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk are secretly unhappy men because the butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk get paid for what they do, but no applause. They'd gladly bid their dreary jobs goodbye for anything theatrical, and why? There's no business like show business. Frank told it's so. Traveling through the country is so thrilling, standing out in front on opening nights, smiling as you watch the theater filling, and there's your billing up there in lights. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Angels come from everywhere with lots of jack, and when you lose it, there's no attack. Where could you get money that you don't give back? Let's go on with the show. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. You get word before the show has started that your favorite uncle died at dawn. On top of that, your pa and ma have parted. You're broken-hearted, but you go on. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday, they told you you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room, they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show. So wrote Irving Berlin.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Chad.
And up next, our storyteller, doggerel, self-proclaimed doggerel reciter, Mr. Bill Lewis.
Hey, there's no business like show business. There's no business I know. Yes, I love the lights, the smell of grease paint, the roar of the clouds, fancy lights. Have you ever been on stage and had people actually screaming? It's like, it can really get heady. I understand why you people want to be rock stars. It is fun up there. And I've never had 1,000 people screaming, no siree dee, but even 100. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, what a world, my friends. What a wonderful world we live in. For all the pain and agony and all the bad things that there are, damn, we have it good. I mean, you know, I teach history and spend a lot of time thinking about people who don't have it so good as we do. And yeah, the poorest person in America is 1,000,000 times better off than, yeah, I don't have to tell you that part. But there it is. With all of the opportunity, with all the glories, with all the wonderful things we have here in this country. I work, you know, with so many high school students, and it is just wonderful to see their enthusiasm, their desire, their knowledge, their abilities, getting out there and doing stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just a cheerleader, and it's so cool. And then other times they deal with people who are just the opposite. And I'm just going like, there's a whole world out there. Step into the world just waiting for you. Oh, and they just sit there. And it's very difficult and complexing for me. You can see I even have a sign behind me. I've been out doing some protesting. Why does Boston have homelessness? That is just incomprehensible to me. It is horrifying. I have never seen homeless people in the United States before I came to Boston. And y'all, I understand you've gotten used to it. You don't think twice about it. It's just normal. That's how life here is in Boston. But I am just going batshit crazy. I can't, how can somebody who complains about slavery 200 years ago walk past that exact same person on the street? And now that's what just drive me absolutely batshit crazy. But I didn't come here to do that. I came to be more uplifting and entertaining, all the good things that there are in the world. And there are so many good things in the world. There's so many beautiful things. We've done so much during this pandemic, and you know, especially the teacher. I'm working with the people who are really out there putting their asses into it. And wow, that is rewarding to be with people who care. Holy schmoly, yes, it is a great thing. So first, a philosophical question. Is it easier to be sober and pretend that you're drunk, or to be drunk and pretend that you're sober? I mean, if I wanted to tell you I've been drinking all day long, I'm dying for the opportunity to tell you what I think of Chad's new glasses. Have you seen how this thing fit on his nose? I mean, oh my God, what kind of life do we live? So I will conclude by some doggerel verse that I didn't even write, but oh well. Once there was an elephant who tried to use the telephone. No, I mean an elephant who tried to use a telephone. Oh dear, I'm not sure quite that even now I have it right. In any case, he got his trunk entangled in the telephone. The more he tried to get it free, the louder rung the telephone. And now I think I'll end my tale of the elephant and the whale.
Thank you, Bill. And now for something, once again, completely different, I'm going to ask her to unmute. And Nancy Dotson's going to join us with one more poem again. There you
Can
are.
you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Skunk. Mr. Skunk, you have glossy black fur and white back. You walk on your hind legs. Why? I start screaming and try to smell you and cannot smell you. Ignore me and walk to the dripping faucet and take a drink. Then you ignore my screams and walk away across the street to the park. Mr. Skunk, you are not afraid of me, and in your security, I am insecure. You are a fixed pet, and I do not understand you. Yet, Mr. Skunk, you have conceit, and my confidence is lacking. Are you a Persian skunk that is trained to be like people? I like you. Confide, Mr. Skunk. I like you.
Thank you, Nancy. From cats to skunks to, we're going the whole gamut here tonight, people. We're doing the whole animal kingdom. And who do we have next for our, for next up is our open micer by telephone. Let's welcome up. Gonna make sure she is unmuted. And let's bring up Carol Weston.
I wear the posture of one who is looking for amber in the beach rocks, looking for the biggest clam ever born on earth, looking for a rubber soldier in the breaking salt waves at the sound of the clanging of bells that signify the end of World War II, looking for a rubber boot with a man's leg in it. Let me see. Again, excuse me. Back to the fireplace. Uncle Robert stood with his personal balm, my Aunt Christine. Back to the fireplace at Aunt Nancy's in Marblehead. I was astonished by his beautifully chiseled face, a sort of like that of a tiger. In India, he could suck his hand and call the tigers. When they came, he shot them. He was good with a gun. At 54, he knew exactly where he had to shoot to kill himself. He forgot he had accepted an invitation to tea. Thank you.
Oh, Carol.
Well, who would that? Is
That was
the
John
same
Stern.
John Stern. Oh,
Yes.
gosh, thanks.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you so much, Carol. That was excellent. Who do we have next? Oh yeah, let's go to Karen Sklanny. If she's got one more, and I hope she does.
Okay, I do have more.
Good.
Let's see. So last year, I was part of a creativity group, and one of our prompts was writing about inspired by the word ripe. And I was like, so here's some ripe inspired poetry. Summer's End. Reveling in summer's warm farewell, clear evenings spent gazing at stars, warm tea in hand. Pillows are cool for dream-filled sleeping until dawn's awakening.
Sorry, Carol. I was trying to mute Carol Weston because I forgot to mute her phone. I muted you instead. So if you
It's
can
okay.
unmute, sorry about that. If you can unmute and start over, that was my bad.
Sure, I'm unmuted now, right? Okay. So, Summer's End. Reveling in summer's warm farewell. Clear evenings spent gazing at stars, warm tea in hand. Pillows are cool for dream-filled sleeping until dawn's awakening to eggs sizzling and coffee brewing. Can I do one more? Ripe words. Ripe words, always dancing in spirals through my mind. In the car, in the shower, Only sometimes when I'm sitting at my desk, pen in my hand, I shepherd them onto paper or screen. Each syllable a precious gem. I could do
like
more,
that.
or I could stop there. It's up to you guys.
Well, to be continued for next time. I hope you keep on
Yes.
coming back. And tell
I
Ed
plan
we miss,
on coming back.
tell Ed we miss him too.
All right, I will.
But we're glad you're here and we're glad you're contributing more to Oddball and other things. This is fantastic for us. And we're going to go over to our brand new contributor, Ernie. If you have more that you'd like to share, you're more than welcome to. As we're making this your turn. We're making this spot your turn in the part of the round robin. All you have to do is unmute yourself. There, I just asked to unmute, so it might make it easier for you. There you
Okay.
go.
That's good. Okay. So I wrote this poem on September 12th, 2011. I was still teaching then. I taught for 20 years in Northampton High School, John. So I know about the excitement of young people, but it was a rough day because all day kids came running in saying, we got to go kill the towel heads, Mr. Brill. And principal had banned TVs, but we had a stubborn staff. And people let the kids watch the TV anyway. The next morning, the New York Times had a picture of somebody who jumped off the towers, and the person was upside down. It looked like they had a ski mask on, and that gave me the inspiration for this poem. An elegy to an unknown human falling. I see you leap from the flaming tower. You jackknife, freeze in midair by camera, tucked, seemingly so disciplined and polished. As you plunge, what soars in your heart and brain? Do you remember your mother making breakfast or your child crying out in the night? Do you redo triumphs, first breaths held underwater, or simply calm Sunday afternoon strolls? Do sudden fleets of seagulls cushion you, winging you to a warm, safe haven? Or do you behold Buddha, Allah, Jesus, whose white embrace spirits you to safety before looming concrete arrives and air ends? I wish 10,000s gathering, linked arms to form impromptu human trampolines to bounce you past death. And I wish angel firefighters aim cloud hoses whose waterfalls could drown conflagrations. I wish myself and a million others could lift the rubble, wipe away the soot, cradle your crushed body and bending, breathe over your lips and bring you back to life. Thank you.
Thanks, Ernie. However, you mysteriously joined us. I'm glad you did, and I hope you come back next week.
Thank you.
Check out the Stone Soup Facebook group if you can. It posts the links to to all the readings that are coming up.
What's the Facebook group?
Stone Soup Poetry.
Oh, Stone Soup. Yeah.
And up next, he joined a little late, just as the second round of the round robin was going on. I'm going to ask him to unmute himself. He's been a regular at Stone Soup in most of the locations I've hosted since taking over in 2004. Was it 2005? 2005. I'm asking him to unmute now. Mr. Chris Fitzgerald. There he is.
Thank you, Chad. This is called Christopher. And it sounds like it's about me, but it isn't. It's about art and language. A brief intermission from our movies. My earliest acquaintance with the American Association of Smartasses and Ass Pains. 6th grade, Sister Ralph. I have mentioned her in an earlier piece entitled, There's Nothing You Can Name That Is Better Than a Dame, my grade school memoir. Now, on this particular day, I don't exactly remember what I did, but as I admitted earlier, at the time, I wasn't 100% anti-wrongdoing. I can still hear Sister Ralph, her voice getting louder and more self-assured. Christopher, 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 that name. For those unfamiliar with Catholic history, Christopher means Christ bearer. St. Christopher was a man who lived in the 3rd century AD. He lived in Asia Minor. Today it's called Turkey. His job was to ferry people across rivers and brooks. He was the big guy. He got on his shoulders and he carried you across so you didn't drown or get too wet. Also, in early Christianity, even as late as 19th century Russia, the child had 2 birthdays, the day he or she was born and the birthday to their saintly namesake. You had 2 days everyone had to act like they were happy to see you, instead of today's just one. Some Catholics today refer them as the good old days. Now back to Sister Ralph. Christopher, that name, whose job in ancient Asia Minor was carrying people across the river, and on this particular raw, rainy evening, a young child had to get across. Christopher agreed. As soon as Christopher went into the river with the child, something was amiss. Each step, the child seemed to get 10, 20 times heavier. Halfway across the river, it felt like the Christopher he was carrying on his shoulders the weight of everyone in the world's problem. And that miraculously was going on. And when Christopher finally made it across and put the child down, he asked the child, "Who are you?" The child said, "I am Christ your King, and the work you do is a beautiful service to me." And that is why St. Christopher is the patron saint of travelers around the world. And this is the behavior I get from you. I was just enthralled, as all of my classmates, by the story told in front of us. But as soon as she finished, I immediately responded, "I'm in absolute agreement on this one, sister. Absolute agreement. I too think the world would be a far nicer place if more parents named their child after such a wonderful person. But I, sister, I was named after my Uncle Chris, who wasn't really overly nice to anybody." No one laughed, just stunned silence. A week later, courtesy of the U.S. Postal System, I was notified that I was now a member of the American Academy of Smartasses and Ass Pains. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris.
You heard that well.
Yes.
Good.
And it looks
Good.
like, yes, we did. Thank you. It's recorded well. And thanks again for coming. We have one last person to close out tonight. Again, the person who closed out the first round robin closes out the last round. And it is Mr. James Van Looy of Oddball Magazine, Stone Soup Poetry fame, Cosmic Spelunker, the man of 1,000 talents and groups. Let us welcome up James Van Looy to close us out and read his column at oddballmagazine.com, where we're always looking for work.
Thanks, Chad. So I have a piece here, which is called "Do Your Research Too." Do your research too. And do your research, of course, is an Alex Jones catchphrase used by QAnon's conspiracy theorists to divert questions. As we say at the weekly Saturday demo, the war on terror is a lie brought to you by the FBI. That is, the multiple agents who downplayed the sexual abuse of Olympic athletes by the doctor who was supposed to safeguard their health as the sporting organizations that were their supposed protectors, and maybe Michigan State University dangled bribes of jobs and money for the agents soon to go into retirement. And behind all of that, no one even seems to think about, much less investigate, Ghislaine Maxwell in jail for over a year with trial still way off next year, the only one of the multiple perpetrators who helped her buddy boy Epstein sexually traffic hundreds of teenage girls for decades, and who, when caught, got a special deal from a prosecutor who told the Trump administration, who vetted him for Secretary of Labor, that he went easy on predatory pedophile Jeffrey Epstein because he was informed that the case had security state implications, of course, since there is a long history of spies blackmailing power brokers with sexual acts, crimes, just as happened with J. Edgar Hoover, FBI director, for the first almost half century of the FBI's existence, when he, as the founding director, was being blackmailed by the mob, who held film of him and his longtime live-in man friend, cavorting and cross-dressing, actually with young boys, yes. And we all knew it back then. I was young, and J. Edgar died, still enough with files on everyone, but his name is still on the FBI headquarters, even as the building is falling down. And Trump, who sought to reward the former prosecutor who helped Epstein stay in action against young girls all over the world, actually, with being Secretary of Labor, that is, of all the workers, as that Trump we all had to listen to as they told us he's doing a good job. An actual cult develops that he's the one is going to somehow stop the abuse when he, the most corrupt and bankster, money laundering, sexual abusing one of them all, is just that cult of the death myth, redemptive violence creep, which, of course, was the name of Nixon's crew of corrupt election stealers, including folk like Roger Stone and Paul Manafort, who were young high school repugs for Nixon way back in 1972, committing political dirty tricks to elect the crook who had mob connections going back to 1946. And here's the song that goes with it. Supercalifragilistic sex abuser POTUS. When you say the meme of it is dreadful and atrocious, but if you sing it long enough, it almost comes precocious. Supercalifragilistic sex abuser POTUS. Supercalifragilistic sex abuser POTUS. Thank you.
I had to very recently speak with someone I know who is a Trump supporter, and the quote I got from them was, Trump's been prosecuted. They've been after him since day one. He doesn't have an ounce of venom in him. He just doesn't, he's not going to be indicted. He just wants to be left alone. He doesn't have an ounce of venom in him. I'm like, yeah, because he's busy biting everybody. Like he's drained his venom. So thank you for, I try not to editorialize, but thank you very much for that breath of that cool breeze of relief, sir. And it is with that, we take our leave of Stone Soup tonight. John Sturm already had to leave, but he told us that. So I'm glad you guys 2 rounds in the robin. And I'm glad everybody participated tonight. I'm glad I almost didn't have Stone Soup tonight, but I'm glad I did. Next week, I'll be taking a week off, which just means hopefully I'll be able to do more Stone Soup work and make more announcements for who's going to be the features in October. I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing this exclusively online, but it seems to be for the foreseeable, we seem to be doing it for the foreseeable future. So I will hopefully meet the goal of having full features for the entire month of October, but I'll let you know how I do. Until then, you can come to Stone Soup Poetry next week for Denise Washington, the organizer of the Pop-Up Poetry Project, and as well as a poet, editor, organizer. She wears a lot of hats, and it'll be great to have her work. We haven't had her back at Stone Soup in a very, very long time. And then she was with other people with Minion King. So it'll be great for her to have her solo feature. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are all there too. And thanks to everyone.
Is Stone Soup a magazine?
Stone Soup Poetry, well, Stone Soup is a magazine, but we represent Stone Soup Poetry, which is a group that was founded by Jack Powers in 1971. And it's been going on. We celebrated our 50th year. I haven't been around for that long.
No.
It started 2 years. It started 2 years after I was born, and it's been going on. And I've been hosting it since about 2004, 2005. And we are, and we have been. We celebrated the 50th anniversary back in May. And if you go to, if you look up Stone Soup Poetry and my name in particular, my name is Chad Parento. I think you can see it on the list.
I've seen it around.
Yeah, you can actually search that and look for Stone Soup, and you can see clips And you can see all the online shows, all the online readings that we've been doing since May of 2020. We wanted to keep this going for a while. We do have an affiliation, kind of a loose affiliation with Oddball Magazine, oddballmagazine.com, in that I've helped to bring a lot of talent from Stone Soup over to there. So if you're interested in oddballmagazine.com, we just became the Oddball Foundation, a recognizable like 501 group, charitable nonprofit organization. So
Cool.
check us out.
Yeah.
What's that?
Great.
And you should join us every week. We're going to be keeping busy, spread the word. We're always looking for writers, artists, poets, and what have you. And last week we had an amazing feature with Sam Cha, and Dennis Washington will close out the month of September, and let's see what October brings us.
Great. Okay.
Well, thank you guys very much. And for the picture, for the still shot, I asked everyone to give us a wave goodbye. And we're going to see you next week. Same time, same channel. Check out Stone Soup Poetry. There's a stonesoup.blogspot.com website. If you look up my name is Stone Soup Poetry, you're going to see a lot of info. And also just to let you know, for those who came in late, R. Wayne Nickerson did pass away back on Sunday, on the 19th, and R. Wayne was a big friend of Stone Soup. And if you check out my blog and the Stone Soup sites, I'll hopefully have some words to say. I'm going to be contacting his sister, who let me know what had happened, and if anyone has any of R. Wayne's work, it would be probably on loose leaf paper, handwritten by him himself. I'm going to be looking for my own copies, but if anyone has anything they could spare us, that would be great. I mean, this is like losing Walter Howard, in which people were lucky to have paper copies of everything he hand wrote. We're kind of in that same boat too, and I don't want to give this guy a light eulogy. We had our differences a lot, and he was quite an intense person to be around. But there's a reason. There's a reason I always kicked him off at Stone Soup on the open mic. He got the place going. And I can't wait to tell Tony. I mean, I can't wait, but I can wait. But I should tell Tony B that he passed away, and because they were very close as well. Just a lot going on, and hopefully there'll be a lot more to announce when I have time next week. So again, thank you all very much, and have yourself a good night. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you soon.
Okay. Take care.